Next week on Thursday, Chapter 27. She changed her mind. The phone shrilled within 10 minutes. My heart leapt to my mouth. Hello? Gloria's voice was brittle. I changed my mind, she said. Harold and I agreed I was not ready for this. I wouldn't know where to go anyway. A block of ice settled in the pit of my stomach. I'm sorry. I quietly mustered every last ounce of dignity. It was thoughtless of me. I should never have asked. Please forgive me. My voice broke and a flood forced its way down my face. I've had a miserable week. I kept thinking of Pauline. He's been a good friend and I missed him. Stop sniveling, you goose. She doesn't care. Gloria's tone was flat, devoid of inflection. Her words came out like icy darts. He has family, you know, and it was your decision not to go to the office. I felt less than a worm. He asked if I could come home some evening and read to him. I vainly attempted to sweep up shards of shattered pride. I checked with David and he didn't mind. Deafening silence. Don't worry about it, I said, my voice small. I apologize for my presumption. No response. I hung up. I spent the rest of the evening by myself. David was at the gym, the twins busy with homework. I sobbed on my bed. God, I said out loud, choking on tears. I didn't get a chance to read my favorite fragments to my friend Harold. Could I read them to you? Will you listen? Cross-legged on my bed with sheets of paper and old books scattered around me on the counterpane, I gave the performance of my life. My voice rang out and bounced off the walls as I read aloud from A Streetcar Named Desire, Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre, A Picture of Dorian Gray, and savoured the sound of my favourite poems tumbling off my lips. My spirits rose. I imagined Harold's applause and the mist of emotion in his eyes. A smile took root and widened inside me, thawing the chill within. I woke up in the gloom of pre-dawn and curled up in the armchair by the bed. I wept into the silent darkness, the voice in my head screaming, "Why? What have I done?" Give me another chance to talk to Gloria, I whimpered, so I could share my heart with her. I want to tell her what Harold means to me. I want to explain why I've been going so often. Because Pauline tried to kill herself many times. I didn't want to frighten Gloria by telling her about the suicidal phase that comes to ALS patients. I was worried about Harold's state of mind. I had to make sure he was okay. Although my early morning conversations with God seemed one-sided, they were immensely comforting. Dawn was breaking when I headed off to the gym and was able to pound the aggression and tension out of my system. The machines were a huge solace in those times of stress. David had gone to work when I returned. I found a yellow post-it note on the kitchen table. In neat handwriting were 2 short lines. Gloria called. She will call back at 9. She's had a change of heart. Maybe we can be friends. The phone rang minutes before 9. I picked up eagerly. Hello? This is Gloria Weisman. Civil and formal. My hopeful anticipation was short-lived. I'm sorry I missed your call, I said. I take myself off to the gym as soon as I wake up. Good for you, she replied flatly. We embarked on an excruciating conversation. I apologize for my temerity last night, I began. Oh, there's no need to apologize. She plunged in, catching me entirely unawares. I hope you're not going to be offended by what I have to say. I was going to ask you not to go to the office today. You see, Harold is limited in what he can do in the time he's there, and she was asking me to keep away from her husband. My mouth grew dry. I was not going to. I told him that already. Shouldn't I be in tears or something by now? Gloria sounded uncomfortable. I know, he has accepted that. But I thought you said you were going today. No, I didn't. She faltered. Maybe sometime later you could come to the house. Don't worry about it. I clung to my dignity. I'm going to have to let it go, and again I apologize for my presumption. I was planning to write a letter of apology, and I will do so, although we have talked. Well, Gloria said coldly, I'm glad we were able to talk like this. I wasn't. Bye, Gloria. I inhaled deeply and exhaled. The phone clicked and the line went dead. My humiliation was complete. A woman who once sat in my garden and told me how much her husband looked forward to my visits, how he loved being read to, and how he appreciated my making the time to spend time with him. A woman who described how she wrote letters to herself when something upset her. And I told her how I talked to God. This woman ordered me to keep away from her husband, a man whose grandchildren were older than my children. I had been dismissed like a common trollop. I pulled out a blank card from the box in my bedside drawer. I picked up a pen and wrote, Dear Gloria, we just talked, but since I had planned to write to you, I am doing so anyway. I want to apologize for encroaching on your personal space. It was preposterously presumptuous of me, and I cringe when I think of it. I wonder if I could have been so gracious if I had been in your shoes. I am not going back. You need have no worry on that score again. David and I discussed it, and this is what we decided. I had to swallow my pride to make that call and ask, I hope you will find it in you to forgive me. My love to you, Gloria. Selina. I stamped and addressed the envelope and dropped it in the mailbox at the corner. It would reach the office by Tuesday at the very latest. I signed onto my email, hoping against hope to hear from Harold. Not a word, not even a brief response to my last message. Nothing. I tried against my better judgment for your sake. I retreated into a state of inner numbness. No more tears. To be continued.